What's up, YouTube? This is Hunter's Camera coming back to you with another video. And just last night we saw the new movie Strangers Chapter 2. But technically, this would actually be the third one because the first one came out back in 2008, I believe. It had Liv Tyler in it and a guy from Triple X State of the Union starring Ice Cube. They came out back in 2005. So yeah, technically this would be. No, I take that back. Technically, this would be the fourth one when you think about it. The original one was 2008. Then they made another one after that years later that came out like in 2019, I believe it was, or somewhere around there, somewhere in the late 2010s or 2020s, because it was based off a family. But the original story was based off of a couple, because the actual story, well, the actual movie, well, the original movie was based on a true story. So basically, the original story is about a couple. The second one was based off a family, dad, a mother, two kids, boy and a girl. And then the second one actually killed off two of the mass killers, if you remember watching it. Because I think both the parents got killed, but in the second one, the daughter, she shoots and kills one of the mass killers with a shotgun because she unmasked one of them. And then she asked her why was she doing this, and then she just had that sick, twisted smile with blood on her mouth, just saying, "Why not?" And then in a far angle or far distance, she just like shoots her right in the head with the shotgun. So yeah, that one was based off the family. That was the second one, and then the third one, technically, is the one Strangers Chapter 1 or Part 1 about a couple, which is based off the original movie about a couple renting a cabin in the woods, and then they've been together for so many years, never been engaged. Well, I think they was engaged. Well, no, they wasn't engaged. They wasn't engaged. They were just together for a long time. But yeah, they go on vacation to a cabin, blase, blase. Um, they're in that town, and then you know how it goes. She asks one of the mass killers, "Why are you doing this? Cause you're here." So yeah, that was that third one, and then this one, which came out over the weekend, is Strangers Chapter 2. And in this one, the girl, she was still in the hospital. Well, we actually missed like the first, I want to say, first couple minutes of the movie, but we still seen the majority of the movie to know what happened and know what's going on. So yeah, she's in the hospital still. The boyfriend was died. Well, the boyfriend had died from the first one that came out just last year, I believe. Well, from part one, he dies in the first one. He's in the house. He's in the morgue in the hospital while she's in there. She's trying to she's trying to she's trying to overcome her injuries and get well, and making sure she's sustained and she's healing from her injuries that that she got from the first movie or the first film, whatever. Because she was stabbed and tortured in the first one, and then she ends up going to the hospital in this one. Well, she wakes up in the hospital from the first one they did, part one. In the part two, she's still in the hospital. She's having hallucinations and nightmares of the unfortunate night of her and her boyfriend when they was like tied to the chairs and they was being tortured by three of the mass killers. Um, which is so crazy because in the original film from 2008, it was just two, I think three different people. In the newer ones, it was like four different people. And so yeah, she's in the hospital, and um she's hallucinating. She's still having nightmares from that unfortunate night, like I said. And then apparently the killer tracked her down while she's in the hospital. He's there as well, one of the mass killers, and then he's coming inside the hospital with an axe in his hand, and then I think he killed one or two people in the hospital after he entered, because he killed one of the nurses. Well, one of the male nurses, he hacked him up in the chest, and she's hiding from him. She's hiding inside one of the coolers where they kept one of the dead bodies, and in the movie, coincidentally, Apparently, she was laying next to her boyfriend's dead body. But when I seen that part, I couldn't remember if that was intentionally because she knew that he was in there, or if that was just a coincidence. And then she saw him and started crying because she was having the flashbacks of him when he was alive before he got killed by those killers in part one. So yeah, she's getting away, escaping. She escapes the hospital and then she's running down the road and then I think yeah, it was like raining outside. She ends up going to this house. She tried to ask for help, and then a woman came outside with a shotgun because she thought that she was trying to rob them because she did run to this black truck. It was a Dodge Ram 1500. She opens the door, goes inside the door. I guess she's looking for a phone or something like that. And then that's when this older lady comes out with a shotgun, and then she asks her what's she doing here, and then she's like, she has her hands up, and it's raining outside, and then she's saying, "Please, I just need some help. I need a sheriff." And then before she could even mention anything about a sheriff, like she ends up getting shot through the chest with a bow and arrow by one of the mass killers, and so she gets killed. And I think she took, I can't remember if it was keys or a cell phone. I can't remember exactly, but she took something out of her pockets that helped her. And throughout the movie, she's trying to escape, and then she's on the road again on foot. And then she's picked up by these four individuals that was in this. At first, I thought it was a Range Rover, but it wasn't a. Hold on, was it a Range Rover? Well, anyway, it was an SUV, and it was two females in the front, and then they picked up these two male hitchhikers and they sat in the back. She was sitting between the two male hitchhikers, and she already knew that they were the killers in the movie. Well, in this movie, she already had that gut feeling they were the killers, and she felt like she was being sat up or whatever. Cause two of the guys, like the two guys that was sitting in the back with her, they was acting fishy, looking fishy, just looking suspicious. And then one of them had that smiley face tattoo on the back of his neck. I think like on the left side, yeah, like on the left side, like right here. It'll be my left. When y'all watch this video, it'll be like on y'all's right side. But yeah, it was on the left side of his neck. He had that smiley face tattoo because he turned around looking out the window. She sees the tattoo. She knows that he's one of the killers that was trying to hunt her down and kill her for no reason. Well, to them, it's going to be because they're here or whatever. Blase, blase. So she sees the tattoo and then she tries to escape out the car while it's in motion, while they're driving. It's still pouring down, raining. She puts on these pair of boots, and I think she kicked the glass out. She kicked the door. She got away, hopped out. She's rolling down the hill, just rolling, 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 rolling. And I think she ran. She's trying to hide from them. I think she hid under this log. Well, no, it wasn't a log. Like she hid like under this tree, or she was laying under something. I can't remember exactly. Some of the details I can't really remember, but I apologize for that. I'm only human. So, but yeah, she was hiding from them, and then they try to look for her because well, I guess they was trying to help her for the moment and then kill her if she had to stay with them. But yeah, she's hiding from them. They're looking for her. They got the flashlights, and then they're trying to find her and everything, but they still couldn't. They couldn't find her, so they leave. She's running through the woods just trying to escape them throughout the night. And then the next morning, it's the next morning, she's still in the woods. She's hungry, she's thirsty. She's still walking through the woods. And then the killers were looking for her. But in our minds, we already knew that the four individuals that was in the car with her were the killers. In our mind, that's what we think. So, but one of them, well, two of them actually were the killers, and yeah, two of them actually were, like the two dudes were, and so she's still trying to get away. They're looking for her. She's like miles from the killers, but the killers are like right on her trail, and because they break into this barn. Well, I guess it was theirs. Well, it was chained up, and so I guess that's when they unleashed the hog the wild boar that was like hunting her down. She's like running away from the hog while it's chasing her, and we can see through the hog. I don't know why I keep saying hog. We can see through the wild boar's point of view where he's chasing her down, tracking her down. She's hot. She's like trying to get away from it. She's like she sees this abandoned vehicle. This car. It was a 4-door. It was all rusted out of shape. She hides in there, and then this thing is so massive and huge and big that this thing just like breaks the glass out the car, all 4 windows. And after that, she thought that it had ran off or ran away, and but it didn't, because it was still banging against the car. And this thing like hopped on the trunk. He like hopped on the trunk of the car, and I guess like he just like mashed his way in, or maybe he somehow banged into the back of the car until the trunk opened and he goes inside. He's just banging and banging and banging and banging and banging on the car till eventually the wild boar makes his way inside the car. While he's trying to make his way into the back of the car, she kicks herself out the car, or I think she climbed out the car. I can't remember exactly. But we see what the creature was. Like I said, it was a wild boar. And sure enough, like I said, that's what it was. And so this thing just like latches itself to her legs and then is dragging her like a rag doll. To be honest, the animation of that was kind of funny. So she's just in panic. She's trying to get away from this thing. The thing is just still dragging her and biting her. She's bleeding from her left leg, and then the thing is just still constantly dragging her. And then at first, after it bit her the first time, it kind of like went away a little bit. And after she thought the thing had disappeared from her, this thing just like comes back and attacks her once again. She grabs a knife, a hunting knife, and then she stabs this thing once. And then this thing just like falls to his side, and he's like, so he's gasping for air, and so he's still gasping for air, and then gasping and gasping and gasping till the thing just finally tries to get back up again, try to attack again. She stabs it numerous times in the chest. She's like, die, 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 die. So, so she eventually kills this thing, and then this thing just falls dead, and lays there dead. So she finally gets away. She's headed to the old barn where her and her boyfriend stayed at in part 1. So she's like super hungry. She some stuff she did I thought was kind of dumb, because soon as she walked inside of the cabin, might as well say cabin. As soon as she walks inside, she leaves the door open, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have closed the door as soon as I went inside and locked it instead of just leaving it open. Went away. She leaves it open. She's heading to the kitchen. I think she found like a box of chips, or it might have been crackers. I can't remember exactly, but she's munching on those. She's drinking the water out of the spigot because she's so thirsty from all the running. She's tired, everything. Excuse me, everything. And then she has flashbacks of the night once again, of what happened with her and her boyfriend, and then being tortured by the masked killers, and it's just haunting her. She's got the flashbacks in her mind, all those terrible memories in her head, and trying to remember exactly what happened after that. Oh yes, the sheriff. The sheriff finally comes. He's in an SUV. I think it was a Chevy Tahoe, short bed. Yeah, I think it was a Tahoe. So yeah, he pulls up, and then she's so frantic, she don't trust nobody. Can't blame her right there. She didn't trust, like she couldn't trust anybody. So she wanted to make sure it was him. He shows her the badge. I think she had pulled a knife. Yeah, she pulled a knife on him. Yeah, because she just didn't know if he was legit, or if she was. She didn't know if he was legit or if he was just trying to set her up. She didn't know. She was in frantic mode. She pulled a knife out. She has blood all over her. She still she still had stitches, and then she had open wounds, and then she kept losing some of the blood. She had to stitch herself back up and everything. That happened after when she was trying to escape from the killers. But yeah, she put a knife on him. He shows her the badge, and so after that, she asks, "Where's the car?" She said the sheriff says right outside. So they go to the car. She gets inside. Before he even goes inside, he gets shot through the eye with a bow and arrow, and then he falls. And so there's one of the masked killers, the one with the beanie on. He's standing off in the distance after he shot the sheriff in the eye with a bow and arrow. So she scoots to the driver's side of the vehicle. She's trying to start it up with the keys and everything. She's trying to get away. The killer shoots at the car with the bow and arrow, shoots the front of it out. He did that to make sure that she couldn't get no farther, because when she did get away briefly, she ended up losing control of the car. Well, she didn't lose control of it, but I guess like when a bow and arrow hit the grill or hit the front of the car, it tampered with something in the engine, which caused the vehicle not to fully function, and it caused it to wear and tear. The vehicle was just like out of order. It wouldn't go no faster because she kept pressing the gas, and all the lights kept flashing on and off on the vehicle. The check engine light was on the fritz and everything. So basically, she got far enough to where she goes to this house, and then out of nowhere, when she's banging on the glass door of this house, apparently the same people who she was in the SUV with were the same ones who was in that house. So yeah, she's just desperate. She passed out on that porch, and then she wakes up in this bed. They healed her wounds. Well, they bandaged her wounds. And she wakes up, and then she realizes where she is, and then one of the dudes who we know was the killer, who had the smiley face tattoo on the left side of his neck, he goes in there. He's trying to have a conversation with him, and really he had bad intentions that we already know of, because he kept asking her, "Oh, so what was it like? What it felt like you was losing?" She said, "Time," and it was like a little brief little conversation. He already knew. He already knew who she was. She already knew who he was. Because every little detail counts. Like I said, she recognized him from the tattoo. He recognized her because he knew that he had tortured her in the first film, part one. So he walks away. He walks out the house, and then her and one of the other females, they're having an argument while they're outside. He drives off in his car. He went off somewhere into the night. And after all that, the two girls, two of the killers, one of them is trying to break inside the room after she tried to lock the door, put a dress in front of the door. They're trying to get through the door, and so after she had put the dress in front of the door, they're still trying to get in. They got a knife, they're waving it around and everything. And another killer is like right directly behind her, the one with the beanie on, one of the crazy dudes. Well, the other crazy dude was behind her, and I think she stabbed him in the neck. She stabbed him somewhere because I guess she already felt that he was already behind her. So she stabbed like one of the other killers that was already directly behind her. And I think she got away out this window. There's an ambulance parked outside. Trying to remember what else happened. There's an ambulance parked outside. Lights flash, and she goes inside the ambulance, and then can't remember exactly if there was a body already. No, it wasn't. No. She's scooting towards the front of the vehicle, trying to sit in the driver's side and trying to leave, and then sure enough, one of the female killers is like sitting in the back of the vehicle, and so While she's driving, she sees one of the killers, and then the the killer that was already in the back of the ambulance. She tries to take her out while she's driving because she tried to strangle her with this ribbon or something. It was something red, I think. She's trying to strangle her while she's driving, and she purposely like totals, well, flips the ambulance because the female killer had hit her head on the ceiling, and I think it caused her mask to come off. I think, well, no, the mask didn't come off. Um, I don't know, it might have did. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, I can't remember a lot of the details. I remember the majority, but I just can't remember like a lot of the details. But you'll see what I'm talking about when and if you watch this movie. I know a lot of y'all probably seen it Friday. I didn't see it till Saturday night, but yeah, y'all will see what I'm talking about if y'all see it or if y'all do decide seeing it. My friend didn't really like it. I thought it was okay. I mean, I feel like, to me personally, I feel like it could have been better. But um, the female killer's like laying on the road. I guess she's unconscious. Well, we think she's unconscious, but um, I think she actually died. I believe because two of the male killers drove up in a pickup truck, a Ford pickup truck, two door, and then they see her laying there. They took her mask off, and then she's laying there dead with her eyes open and everything, and then he had flashbacks of them when they were kids, and this is the guy that had that smiley face tattoo on the left side of his neck. He was having flashbacks about her and him when they were kids, and how all this killing spree stuff started, and how they became psychopaths and everything. And it goes back to when they was like little kids in this I guess in this private school, because all the little kids was wearing uniforms, like a white button-up shirt, boys wearing black khaki pants, the girls wearing like little black dresses and everything. Um, so the little boy who grew up to be that killer with the smiley face tattoo, he was playing a game with this other little girl at the time, and the little girl version of the female killer was on the swing set. She saw them playing that game where they had to knock. Well, she's hiding inside this little building in this little playhouse, whatever it was. And then the little boy knocks on the door, and then he's saying, "Is I think that was a Tamar? Is Tara here?" Or something like that. He opens the door, and then the little girl kisses the little boy. She didn't like that, and so a few moments later, they play that game again, and then the little girl that's inside, hoping that it's the little boy, uh, she's like, "Who is it?" Well, did she say who is it? No, I don't think she did. No. I don't think she said who is it. No, she said do it again. But this time, the little girl answers the door. Well, not answers it. The little girl opens the door, and then she she like bashes her head with a rock or a stone or something. It was a stone. Yeah, it had to been. Yeah, it was like a big stone that she just like bashed her head. They didn't show it, but you could hear like the noises, like the crunching noises, the punching noises, and everything. Like basically, it sounded like beating meat at a it sounded like you would beat meat at like one of those like in the meat departments at like a grocery store or something. That's what it sounded like. Just beating meat. That's what it sounded like the whole time. It's like she was bashing her head in with that stone. So she kills a little girl. And then the little boy comes up behind her. She's sitting there playing with the grass and just looking at the girl's body and everything. The little boy sits next to her. They're holding hands. They're playing with her blood. And then the little girl had drew a smiley face in that other little girl's blood. And that's what inspired him to get the tattoo that was on the back of his, not on the back, on the left side of his neck that we saw. Well, the back left side of his neck, I guess. It was like somewhere in this area right here. So that's what inspired him to get that tattoo after they grew up. So basically, they just became psychopaths after that. So after they're sitting down, um, looking at the little girl, playing with her blood, drawing smiley faces in her blood and everything. After all that, we see some adults run up to their aid, but they didn't show what happened. They didn't show what happened. I can't talk. They didn't show what happened afterwards. So after this, the movie cuts off, and then it shows like the credits and everything. Blase. So after it showed the first set of credits, it showed a post-credit scene of them. Apparently, they've already made a Strangers Part 3, but they showed the trailer. I guess you can say the trailer for it after the first set of credits in this movie, and it said coming soon. So yeah, they got Chapter 3 coming out. So I assume it'll be out maybe next year, I guess, or a year after. I don't know, but the second one of this franchise was, I guess it was okay. I give it like a 7.5, I guess. It could have been better, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's all I wanted to tell y'all. This is Hunter Campbell signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tap that bell for all post notifications of coming videos. Until then, I am out. Peace.